I handed her the eviction notice on her birthday. She stared at me like I'd lost my mind. But I hadn't lost anything, except 2 years of rent money she let me pay while she saved to disappear. I grew up in a house where you carried your weight and you didn't complain about it. My parents came here from Punjab with almost nothing and built something solid. I took that with me. By 33, I had a good apartment, a stable logistics job, and what I thought was a real future with someone I trusted. I was responsible. I was consistent. And for a long time, I thought that was enough to build something worth keeping. Priya walked into my life at a Diwali party and didn't walk out of my head for a week. She was whip-smart, quick with a comeback, and she had this energy that made a room feel smaller in the best way. When she said she was getting back on her feet after a rough job situation, I didn't hesitate. I told her she could move in. I covered everything. I told myself it was what you do when you love someone. I believed that completely. It was a Tuesday night. She'd left the laptop open when she went to shower, and I sat down to check my email. The banking app was still up on the screen. Not her checking account, one I'd never seen before. I stared at that balance for a long time. $26,000. I knew what she earned. I knew exactly what she earned. And I knew that number only exists when someone else is paying for your entire life. My chest went cold. I called her best friend. I didn't accuse anyone of anything. I just asked careful questions and let the silence do the rest. She caved faster than I expected. Priya had accepted a job in Austin almost a year ago. She'd toured an apartment there. She had a move-out date in her head the whole time. She just hadn't told me. She was waiting until she was ready. I stood on that sidewalk and did the math on 2 years of rent, groceries, utilities, and car insurance. I almost couldn't breathe. I wrote it all out. 24 months of rent at my rate. Utilities. Her gym membership I'd been auto-paying for 18 months. Her car insurance since last January. The number on that page was somewhere between $30,000 and $35,000. Money she never had to touch because I was right there, consistent and reliable, funding the runway she needed to launch a life she'd already designed without me in it. I wasn't her boyfriend. I was her financial infrastructure. And she let me play that role with a smile. I didn't yell. I didn't send a long text at midnight. I contacted my leasing office and explained that an occupant not listed on my lease needed to be formally removed. They walked me through a 30-day notice to vacate. Legal, clean, unchallengeable. I filled out every line carefully. I chose the date deliberately. Her birthday was in 3 weeks. I know how that sounds, and I'm not going to pretend I picked that day by accident. I picked it because she had chosen every single day of the past year to stay silent. She came home carrying a small bag from her favorite bakery. She'd bought herself a birthday treat. When she saw my face, she stopped. I held the notice out without a single dramatic word. She looked at it, then at me. She said, "You have got to be kidding." I said, 30 days. Everything's legal and documented. She told me I was being cruel. I told her I'd been being generous for 24 months, and she'd mistaken that for stupidity. Then I walked to the kitchen and made myself a cup of tea. She was out in 18 days, not 30. She had a plan already running and she just accelerated it. I heard from the mutual friend that she landed in Austin, started the new job, moved into the apartment she'd already toured. Everything on schedule. Funny how ready you are to go when you've been preparing in secret for a year. She sent me one message 3 weeks later. Just 2 words. "You're awful." I read it once, then I archived it. Her exit was her plan all along. I just changed the timeline. My parents taught me that generosity is a reflection of your character, not a debt someone owes you back. I still believe that, but I also learned something I should have understood sooner. Generosity without honesty from the other side isn't a relationship. It's a transaction where only one person knows the terms. I don't regret covering for someone I loved. I regret not asking harder questions sooner. I kept my apartment. I kept my name on the lease. I kept myself. That turned out to be more than enough.
Like, subscribe, and comment your verdict below for more betrayal stories.